Hi, Dad. Welcome back to another episode of Dave and Andy's Honest About Life. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Andy. I hope you're doing well as well. It sounds like you got a little bit of a cold going on. I do too, I think.
Yeah, well, it could be. It could be that. I hope it's nothing more than that. It's a beautiful day here in Virginia today. It's sunny and it's going to be maybe 70 something. I know that you all are in Minnesota are still dealing with
We're
snow.
buried. Yeah, we're buried. Just a couple of days ago, we had a foot of snow again, and it's just this is April, man. It shouldn't be like this.
I've asked you this before, but how late can it snow? How late in the year can it snow in Minnesota?
I think the latest measurable snow that we've had in Minnesota on record, and who knows? Our records aren't that long; they're 150 years, and so who knows what happened before that. But I think it's May 28th, so that's late May to have measurable snow. That's too far down the road. We want to be as far gone with this stuff, and it is melting because the strength of the sun is, definitely getting stronger every day. And so if you have a sunny day, it does melt this stuff, even though the temperature may not get above freezing. Yesterday, it barely, I think, got in the mid 30s, and it did melt a lot of the snow that we had just got.
I know you made a point to say in recorded history. Does it bother you when people say that this has never happened before, or
That's totally wrong, and I hate it when they say ever. When they say this is the warmest ever, no, it's not. We have a very small record when it comes to how long humans have been around, how long this planet's been around, 5 billion years. So the small record that we have, we can't ever say ever. This is the warmest ever. How do you know that? You don't.
and I say that because I know you make a point to say in our recorded history, or 100
Yes.
years or 150 years of capturing data. So I appreciate
Correct.
that about you.
Good. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you realizing that and recognizing it.
Yeah, it's important. It's important to do. So the topic of today's session, other than weather, which is really interesting, especially because it's so all over the board. I know you probably saw two tornadoes come through in the last week alone that took
Yeah.
between them like 50 lives.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's sad.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we could certainly talk about that. I know tornadoes are near and dear to your heart and understanding them better. So at some point we could talk more about that. It's an interesting topic.
It is.
But question I have for you today is, and this really is, so if you think about the term or the phrase "youth is wasted on the young," why do you think it is that it's hard for us to recognize a good thing right when it's in front of us, when we have it today? Why do you think? And I think this is actually something you may have brought up in a previous talk that you and I had is, because we have like for instance, you and I, we've done some things. We've even ridden our motorcycles to Sturgis, South Dakota, and participated in the big motorcycle rally. And at the time, we just did it. We did it. We jumped on our bikes and we rode. It's a 1,000-mile ride. We could do it in a day, which we have. We could break it up and stop. I think we have a special place that serves a delicious steak in Pierre, South Dakota.
Yes.
So we make that a part of the trip. But when we're doing it, we're just doing it. And we can't, for whatever reason, say, we can't grab it with both hands and say, this is significant. We can't enjoy it to its fullest. I think some people do a better job of that than others. Sort of, maybe it's because we take it for granted. We're just going through our lives doing our thing. But why do you think that we struggle to recognize that and really grab onto it with both hands? That thing that's in front of us that's great, that's right, that's significant.
I think it's the limitations that we have of our mind, that we can't embrace the importance of a moment. And you brought that out perfectly. I think the moments are immense in our life. We can bring out, there are probably several dozens that happen during a single day that are moments that we should grasp onto. And I think it's the limitations of our mind. We either are protecting ourselves or we're not opening ourselves up to realize that there's so many of these that we're letting slip by, that we can't. We've got to grab onto them and don't let them go by. And I think it's human nature to not grasp onto them. And I don't understand that. Maybe it's because we can't, our brains aren't big enough. We can't fathom all the important stuff that's going by us every day, every moment. And I'm glad that you realized that this moment between you and I is important, and I'm loving it. I love it. It's something that families don't get to share, and father's sons don't get to share, father's daughters, mother's sons. You got to realize that. You got to grab it and realize it, and carry it for a touchdown.
I think you said it right. The limitations of our own mind, keep us from experiencing it fully. Is there something that in your recent, like you said, it could happen many times in a day, but for you, is there something that recently that you wish you'd have experienced more fully that you think about now?
Yeah, I think it's, and I hate this because I think it's getting with my family. I just recently have gotten a new grandson, James, and I haven't seen him yet. And it's a couple months have gone by. And really, I should have grabbed on and gone when he was born, but I didn't. And that moment is lost, Thankfully, I've heard that they're going to come and visit, but I should have dropped everything and gone, and I didn't. So that's, these are big moments. And grandma and grandpa's, some of us realize how important it is, but yet you gotta drop everything, because you may not get another chance. I may not get another chance at another grandson, granddaughter, and that birth is amazing,
Well, so that's a missed opportunity, but something that you actively participated in, that you just did it, but you were just going through the motions. Can you think of something like that where you look back on it and go, gosh, that really was significant, and I could have enjoyed that more, or I could have experienced that more fully? Can you think of something like that?
That's a good one. And as I said, they happen every day, and I don't realize that I'm missing an opportunity all the time, and that's what's sad. I think it's the opportunity for me to do certain things that I've been blessed with, being on air in this market for so long, 43 and a half years. That's a long time. And I've been blessed with being able to share that with people, but also, with other foundations, I've been able to give talks. And, that's an opportunity that I'm glad that I've had. And it's a fortune that I'm glad I've been given, because of just how my life has been, and so I look at those things each and every day, those opportunities that I can grasp onto, and I hope that I have, so I don't look back and say that I should have enjoyed that more.
I take your point to heart about, our mind is set up in such a way that we think it's going to happen again. So we don't need to spend too much energy and time enjoying it in the moment. We think that you and I will have another chance to ride, to a rally. And so we thought at the time, it's been a few years since we did that, but we probably thought at the time, we're going to do this again. So,
Yeah.
We don't have to celebrate too much today, because we'll be doing it again. But
yeah, that's so true. And, it has been several years since we've been out and just for a ride. And now that you're, a different part of the country, it's going to even be probably a longer time. And I sold my motorcycle.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I sold it. I guess I haven't even told you that. I sold it last fall. So, but you can always rent a motorcycle.
Yeah.
That's nothing. But I agree with you totally that we do think in our minds that, oh yeah, it's gonna happen again. We can do it next time. Do it next time. Tomorrow. Don't wait. Grab onto those things that are valuable to you now and share them now.
Good message. Yeah. Well, thank you for that. And we'll leave it at that. And obviously, I appreciate all your insight and your willingness to share that with me, and then really thinking hard about these topics. You've been just wonderful about all that. So thank you, Dad. And
I appreciate all your questions, buddy. You've got it down, and it's good. These are times that we're going to be thankful that we had.
I agree with you. All right. Until next time, Dad, I love you.
I love you too, pal.